What are the downsides of the metaverse? I have done lots of videos and written articles on the metaverse and the promises and the positive opportunities it brings. But instead of only looking at the pros, I think it's also really important to look at the cons. So in this video, I want to look at the 7 downsides everyone should know about when it comes to the metaverse. So the metaverse is this more immersive, the next version of the internet, where we use technology like augmented and virtual reality to immerse ourselves in the digital world. With all of this digitization come privacy challenges. So we already have privacy concerns when we browse the web, where cookies can track us. In the metaverse, this will become more intense because we will have things like eye tracking, where the VR headset can see exactly where you're looking at for how long. So this is a marketer's dream, but someone that is worried about their privacy will be even more concerned about this. We also see more monitoring of our physical reactions as we link those virtual devices with our wearables and haptic devices that measure our emotions and physical reactions to things. So more personal data will be collected and potentially used by companies. We also need to protect our children. Again, as a parent, it's super difficult to track what our kids are doing online today, let alone in the virtual world, where they might wear VR goggles where you can't even see what they're looking at, the world they're entering. So there are now processes in place where you can monitor the screens using an iPad or phone, for example, to see what they're looking at and what worlds they are in. But this will become an increasing challenge, I think, as more of our world moves into the virtual domain. And then there are health concerns. There are now terms being used such as VR hangover and post-VR sadness that basically give us an idea that if we have spent so much time in this amazing, immersive world, when we then come back into the real world, it can make us quite depressed and sad. And this will increasingly be a problem in the future, where we have even more beautiful, immersive worlds. Also, it will lead to more cyber addiction. We already have this today, where lots of kids spend far too much time on online games. In the future, when these beautiful, immersive worlds exist, it will become even a greater problem. Another problem that comes with the metaverse is access inequality. In order to use augmented reality, we need the latest smartphones and handsets. And in order to use virtual reality, we need the latest headsets and really good connectivity. And this will be a challenge to really give everyone across the world equal access to this, because people with more money and those people living in more advanced worlds will clearly have better access to these services. The metaverse will also bring regulatory challenges and will introduce new grey areas. So for example, can a virtual act be a crime? And I believe it can, because in the metaverse, if you're, for example, on VR and you're wearing a haptic suit where you can feel the touch from someone else, if this person then inappropriately touches someone else, how is this different from the real world? So we will have more of these regulatory challenges that need to be addressed in the future. I also feel desensitization might become an issue, because we are now entering these real worlds, and if you are playing a very violent game and you can feel touch and it makes it very real, this will exceed what we are having in video games today, where it almost feels as if you're doing things for real, if you're trying to kill someone else or strangling someone else. And I believe there's a real risk that could desensitize people and make it much easier for them to replicate some of those behaviors in the real world. And my last challenge is identity hacking, especially the use of deepfakes, because in the virtual world we will be using our avatars, and if someone has access to it, they could basically simulate to be us. And this will make it much easier for people to hack your avatar, steal it, and pretend to be you. And for us, again, what we need to do in the metaverse is finding ways of verifying people's identity so this can't happen. So there are clearly lots of challenges around the metaverse. For more on this, subscribe to my channel or have a look at my book, Extended Reality in Practice, where I look at this in a lot more detail.